Yo, what's good, everybody? We back again once again with another RealmBreakers podcast, and this time it's a special one. It's actually a part two. Y'all already know it's your boy Gavin, but the cool kids call me GT, and got a couple of people here. Go ahead and introduce yourself there, my co-host.
What's good, everybody? This your boy, Spiky Boy, aka Ron Wilson, bus driver, and we back at it again with another Round Breakers podcast. Like the big dog just said, this part two to a beautiful. This part two to a beautiful saga of us talking shit. Let's go.
And of course, we gotta say as our special guest, go ahead and introduce yourself there, buddy.
Yo, what's going on out there, universe? It's your boy, Hellavation, aka Jabba the Hutt, BKA, the mage of all elements. What's going on, y'all?
Sound broken as fuck.
I'm supposed to be. Shit, if I'm
God
going to
damn
fucking
it.
have magic, I want all of it. I don't want
Man, you
one mother.
snap your man. The dude snap his fingers and called a 80 troop dragon army with armor.
Goddamn right.
God damn. You fighting Broly and just snap your fingers and 20 Shenrons come up and attack his ass.
Hey, people be underestimating magic. Everybody wants heat control. I'm like, nah, give me the element of time, nigga, and I will smash all that to bits.
I want Toon Force.
Yeah, somebody was just telling me about that the other day. How strong Toon Force is.
Yeah, but yeah, we as of course is part two. We talked about our favorite old school anime, which is anything before 2010. Now this was Hellevation's topic, and we're gonna do our part two, which is our favorite new school anime. Now this is anything after 2010, so it's probably gonna be some names that a couple of people are going to recognize. So that way we can go ahead and do it. So who wants to go ahead and do their number 10 first?
Well, obviously, usually the guests go first, so we'll just keep
Mm-hmm.
that same theme. Excuse me. So coming in at number 10 for me is a show called Radiant. A lot of people haven't watched it, but as in my name, I am the mage of all elements, the lord of all elements. And so I love magic anime. And it's rare for magic anime for me to be done right. But Radiant is like one of those, it puts magic in the anime, but it's with a twist. You know what I'm saying? And in this particular anime, uh, the dude, he can cast spells with just like his hands and his fists. Um, and everybody else has to use like enchantments, or not enchantments, but like they have to use like actual spells and stuff like that. And they're trying to find out this thing called the Radiant because they live on a world where monsters just fall from space randomly, and it takes magicians to fight them. And so the story's kind of him, exploring his powers and figuring out what the Radiant is, because nobody knows what it is. It's a really good show. It's on Funimation. Y'all can go check it out. I believe season 2 is supposed to come out sometime soon, if it hasn't already. But it's a really good show.
Okay, all right.
Oh, cool. You said just random monsters just fall from the sky. That sound I'm like what,
Well,
kaiju?
they
We just got
like
some
it's kind of
Godzilla
like
shit.
the Radiant shoots out. Well, they think the Radiant shoots out these eggs, and from these eggs they fall in random places, but they usually are drawn to places where there's a lot of people that have magic or have magic capability. And so these eggs fall in the middle of these cities, and then they hatch, and then these motherfucking monsters come out and they destroy everything.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty, it's pretty,
Fucked up.
it's pretty deep. Yeah.
Ron Wilson.
All right, so mine. I'll just get this bullshit out of the way. It's number 10. It's the lowest on the list, but I do like this. I do like this anime a lot, just for the certain characters and the world building. But it's my hero. I'm gonna make this shit quick and easy. My number one favorite character in My Hero is Kirishima, and that's really the only. He's one of the only characters I really vibe with like that. I pretty much. I like I kind of like everybody, to a degree, and I do like the science of how quirks work. How they go into the science of how, like, hey, you gotta have a quirk if if your body's like this or you're born this way or something like that. And I also hear a lot of people talk about like how some people who have like monster quirks, where their quirk make them look like a monster or an animal or something like that, or some characters just look like a straight up freaking monster. And I like how some characters are discriminated against because of what their quirk makes them look like or whatever. And it's just I like they sometimes go into detail about that. And I do like the world building. The world building is kind of cool. I also like the ideologies, the idea, fuck it, the ideologies, dyslexia, of like a lot of characters and what they feel a hero is supposed to be, or how a hero should act, or how a hero is supposed to be. And the whole I like I love I'm gonna get the little kid shit out of the way. I just like the fights. The fights are pretty fucking cool. And I do like how they do try to, in the school portion, in the beginning mostly, they do try to, when they get the class together, when you have your class, you have to bond with everybody in that class. Like, y'all ain't gotta be friends, but y'all need to be able to work with each other, and also like understand each other's powers, stuff like that, just in case y'all basically are going to grow up together. So you should know, like, hey, this is my boy. I went to school with him. This was his quirk and stuff. We fought villains together, stuff like that. So I do like the world. I like the characters. I like how I like the science of the quirks and stuff like that. But yeah, that's it. My number 10 is my hero.
Hey, the thing I hate about My Hero though is they gave the black man the power of diabetes. That shit pissed me off. I want to slap the fuck out the right.
Come on, fat girl.
No, the nigga that gotta eat sugar and shit to get power, to get stronger.
Oh, him. Yeah, he got the more sugar he eats, like the stronger he'll get.
Ain't that a
But,
bitch? Like,
but
why is it always a black person that gotta have some whack ass
he
power
black.
trope? Huh?
He black.
Shit, he looked black to me. He got fucking Sambo lip and drawn in the fucking minstrel style. So I'm like, shit, they trying to say he's black.
Got fucking donut, right? He got big ass donut lip action going on. Like,
Yeah. But I like the power set of his character though. But My Hero Academia, man, Midoriya just as a hero just turns me the fuck off for the show. I just like, if y'all didn't have Midoriya in this show and it was about All Might, I watch the fuck out of this. But watching Midoriya, trash.
Damn.
like I said, my favorite character is Kirishima. So
Which one's Kirishima?
with the red,
The one that hardens.
yeah, red
Oh
hair,
yeah, he's fucking fire. They be really holding him in the show, kind of.
yeah, because he gets his hair isn't really red.
Oh, it's not shit.
Yeah,
No, it's not. His hair is actually
uh,
black.
he dyed his hair he dyed his hair to like show
Appreciation for his favorite hero, because All Might is not his number one favorite hero.
yeah,
Who is it?
his,
The fuck,
his name's Red Riot. I mean Red Rocket, and he calls himself Red Riot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was his favorite. His favorite hero was that guy. And when he started, you see his backstory, and you have to see how his power was like super weak at first.
Yeah.
And he trained himself up to make his power like stronger. So that's why he's able like to harden more now. Now he's to the point he can harden to the point he look like a freaking dragon looking thing. But they also talk about how his love interest is Mina, technically, the pink girl.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, she fired though. You got good taste.
He's like, yeah, I can shoot acid out my hand. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because they grew up together. So
Yeah, she was like a lot of his, and she was also like a lot of his inspiration to become like a better hero because his power was super weak and he had no fucking confidence in himself at all.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's my number 10.
my number 10 is Shaman King 2021.
Ooh.
That is my number 10. Now, the reason why it's on this list is because I've been doing YouTube and all this content creating for a very long time. I have been asking, begging, and pleading for a Shaman King reboot and finally got it. I'm not disappointed. I'm really not. I'm not disappointed because they're actually following the manga of Shaman King instead of that 4 kids bullshit that y'all tried to get away with back in the day. Didn't
Yeah,
work. Didn't
that.
work. Didn't think folks was gonna go to the manga and read it. I did, and I was like, "No, do that over." And you're finally doing it. You're finally doing it over, and I enjoy it. I enjoy exactly what they're trying to do here. Considering that I read the manga, I already know what's gonna happen. But seeing it animated and seeing that, oh, I'm not the only person that was asking for this. They finally did it. Finally gave it to us, and I am not disappointed. But the reason why it's so low on the list is because it showed up late to the party. That's the only reason why it's low on this list because it showed up late to the fucking party. So yeah,
Well,
that's gonna wait. What was you gonna say?
I said obviously it didn't show up that late because you had to knock something off to put it
I
at
ain't have
number.
knocked anything off, bro. Honestly, I ain't have knocked anything off for it to be for this to be number 10. Nah,
Oh,
it
okay.
it, it was gonna be in my top 10 somewhere. But it's like what I said, the reason why it had to be number 10 because it was late to the party.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. However, there are a couple of other animes on this list that came out in the same year. It just hit different for me. That's all. So yeah, number 10, Shaman King. Uh, let's move on. Number 9.
All right, well, number 9 for me is a show called ReZero. It's basically about this character named Sabaru who did he get hit by Truck Coon? I can't remember. But basically he ends up going to another world and basically he's living in a perpetual groundhog day. But as he accomplishes his goals, he gets to move forward from one groundhog day section to the next groundhog day section until he can get whatever it is he's doing right. And it's one of the few shows in New Gen where I felt like it was true character development and it kind of showed how a person that would be transferred from the real world to a fantasy world would really act. So I definitely had to put that at number 9. And plus the first season was just such a masterpiece when it came out. I haven't watched season 2 yet. I plan on it, but I'm waiting until my emotional stability is at a place where I could deal with it. So it's definitely gonna be number 9 for me. So it's called ReZero. Y'all can check that out. I think it's on all platforms.
I heard of ReZero, so
Yeah, I think I don't know. I know the girls, but like the main character, he looks so freaking. He's got a tracksuit. You know, I ain't never really see him like really do much. I just remember him dying a lot, and waking up and being like, "Damn, I died again."
Yeah, but I mean that's kind of the point. They wanted to take a average looking dude and kind of put him like what if a normal human with no powers, no abilities, no physical assets, nothing, just reincarnated this world, but the only advantage is that, every time he dies, he get a second chance. So it's like, what would happen?
motherfucker getting more than second chance.
Yeah, well, that's why I said perpetual groundhog day. But I'm just trying to frame it so the people who haven't seen it can kind of understand why the character is so average and why everything around him is so kind of, like everybody is talented. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of paints because we all have those. What if what if I was reincarnated in another world? You probably just be a regular fucking person. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, my number 9. This anime kind of came out recently. It came out this year. Um, well, late last year, but yeah, it's called The Great Pretender. Now I freaking love. It's a Netflix anime, yeah, but I don't know. I love this anime a lot. It's a heist anime. It's like a It's where like, hey, we're gonna pretend to work for this guy, and then we work for him long enough or whatever, we're gonna scam him out of all his fucking money, and we're gonna steal it. We're gonna scam him out of a bunch of fucking money, and then like just fucking leave and make sure that we don't see him. So basically, we also in this anime they speak multiple languages. So you're gonna get Japanese, you're gonna get French, you're gonna get Spanish, stuff like that. And everybody, I love how there's like because the main character he's working with these scam artists and stuff like that, but at the same time he'll betray them. But then when he betrays them, turns out it was all part of the big ass plan. Like it really that was the part that really freaking got me when it was like I think it was like when the second to last episode or whatever. But yeah, like no spoilers, but yeah, man, this anime just had me dying laughing most of the time because everybody was just these big ass scam artists, and they were doing some like they were doing like some light Yagami type of smarts where they tricking the authorities, they making the authorities go to places they ain't supposed to go to. They tricking the dudes that they out downright tricking the dudes that they scamming. Like they get whoever they scamming, they get these people's full freaking trust. So after they scam them out of millions of dollars, they'll scam them out of millions of dollars, and then the dude that they scam, he's pissed the fuck off, and he's also sad as shit because like I thought you guys were my friends, I trusted y'all. Like it's a whole freaking thing. Then you find out that one of the main characters, he was doing the scam artist stuff ever since he came to like America/Japan, and there's this black girl that ended up becoming like his love interest or whatever, and it's a very toxic relationship. But at the end of the day, they still fucking love each other. And yeah, let's just say something happens to her, and he kind of goes down this darker path, but you don't really. He's going down the path, but you don't see him. You only see it through his like psyche. He's still acting completely normal, like his regular self, but when he's alone, he goes through that mental BS. And the main character is a fucking dick too. Like everybody, like not like there really isn't like a good a good wholesome kind of character. Everybody's kind of a dick because you really, and also they really can't super trust each other. Yeah, they do, but they really don't super trust each other because anybody can betray anybody at any second, even though they do all these freaking heists and all this shit with each other. So just to get these millions of dollars that they be taking from these rich tycoons or these corrupt business owners and stuff like that. So yeah, Great Pretender. I've rewatched this anime like twice, and the freaking ending theme song is awesome. It's like a jazz type of thing going on with it. It was amazing. I love it. That was my number 9, The Great Pretender.
Okay. My number 9 is Fate Zero.
Ooh.
All of it?
Fate Zero, not Fate Stay Night, not Fate Unlimited Blood Works, and not Fate whatchamacallit, Heaven's Fields. Just Fate Zero. And the reason why I like Fate Zero is because of GTisWhoIAm, the main protagonist, because he is textbook anti-hero. He does not give a fuck. He will kill you. That's the thing. I ain't sparing no expense. I am killing you. And that's why I fucks with it. Also, the animation for most of these Fate animes be beautiful as hell. I love the animation for Fate Zero. It was dope. Had some great fights in it, and it's literally bronze versus firearms for the final battle in Fate Zero. It's literally bronze versus firearms, and GTisWhoIAm had the guns. He literally has magic where he just accelerates a bullet when he needs it to accelerate. Like, and you also find out that he literally had to go through some shit. Like that time he literally had to kill his teacher and he didn't want to, but he had to. So
I remember that.
so so with that, yeah, with Fate Zero, like okay, so the thing with Fate Zero is, the whole bullshit. You summon a guardian. Guardians, they're famous heroes from different eras of time. They join your side, and you get rid of other people. Then you get to make a wish from the Holy Grail. All this shit happened in this show. Like all this shit happened in this show, but you find out the Holy Grail ain't what it is. The Holy Grail ain't what it's supposed to be. So yeah, and not to mention the reason why you made the Fate series from Fate Zero and you made all these other Fate shows is because GTisWhoIAm failed. Well, he thought he failed until he saved one life. When he saved one life, he said, "That's all I need to do. I saved one life, and now I say that one life I can die peacefully." That's basically what he was saying. Now it's time for Shiro, I guess his adopted son Shiro Emiya, to pick up the pieces and finish off Kure. That Kure is one of the main antagonists for Phase Zero, but depends on which route you follow. You gonna follow the original Stay Night, you gonna follow Limited Blade Works, you gonna follow Heaven's Fields. Cause because you see a lot of people keep asking like, oh, well, what's the correct order to watch the Fate series in? First of all, there is no correct order to watch the Fate series in. Fate Stay Night, because you see the original Fate Stay Night was a was a graphic novel where whoever you chose as your main love interest changes the story drastically. If you chose Saber, that's Fate Stay Night in 2005 or 2006. If you chose Rin, that's Unlimited Blade Works, the one that the majority of the fans know. If you chose Sakura, his childhood friend, that's Heaven's Fields. But overall, there's no real rhyme or reason or what order to watch Fate Stay Night in. You watch Fate Zero and you choose which one you want to watch after that. What would happen if Shiro decides to romance Saber? What would happen if Shiro decides to romance Rin? What would happen if Shiro decides to romance Sakura? But yeah, Fate Zero. Also, love the opening songs to them. Cause sometimes that's all you need. If the opening song is fire, it's gonna make you want to watch it.
You ain't never
But
lying.
yeah, but yeah, that's my number 9 is Fate Zero.
I just added the Pretender Great Pretender to my watch list. Good looking out, Ron. Um,
Bust
but
drop.
my number, we on number 7,
Number 8.
number
Yeah,
8. Okay, so my number 8 is Monster Mesume. It's a long ass title, but basically it's Monster Bride, and y'all know I'm a fan.
Freaking
So
perv.
yeah, I am perv. Shit, I ain't gonna deny it.
I take pride in my pervness.
So
Motherfucker.
basically, the main character is into bestiality. Let's just say that he got a house full of half humanoid, half
Oh,
um
oh wait, I know you're
half,
talking about.
different types of animals. Like the first
Skin.
love is a snake. The second one is like half bird, or
A
I think
harpy. She's
harpy.
a,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, you know, uh, Then I think the third one's a mermaid, but my favorite one's the spider. She can get it. Uh, I'm right there with him. She be teasing the
My,
fuck.
my
Yeah,
favorite one was the spider.
huh?
My favorite one was the spider.
Yeah, that's the spider. Yeah, my favorite one's the
Yeah.
spider.
I
That's
might.
actually.
Well, my favorite one was the horse.
Oh, I love the horse too. She's second though, but I love Spider Girl because the Spider Girl look like she is real freaky. And I like that.
It's
So
weird.
so so yeah, it's just basically like a fan service anime, a shoujo anime, but it has like a lot of hidden messages in there. Like Don't judge a person by their appearance. Love comes in all shapes and sizes. Discrimination. You know, seeing the inner beauty in a person. You know what I'm saying? It's got a lot of like lot of little hidden messages if you look for them. But if you just look at it on the surface, you just be like, oh, this is just some pervert fan service anime, which it is. I know I ain't gonna deny that. But yeah. So I had to add, I always got to have like one pervert, well, at least perverted anime in my top 10. So that's the one. It's Monster Messer Man.
All right. Look, my my number 8 had to be the Blaze Blue anime. Now, I know the Blaze Blue anime doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm a big ass Blaze Blue fan. A lot more than Guilty Gear. You know, I do like both of them, but the whole lore is this is all over the place. Cause you got everybody's brother and sister, time travel, alternate dimensions, freaking just uh magical freaking artifacts, stuff like that. 6 heroes, like everything was just people switching bodies, like everything was just everywhere. You had to play all the games to. You basically had to play the games to understand what's going on in the anime. And but the anime's okay. The anime's pretty good. The animation's pretty good, and they try to squeeze 3 different games into each other when it comes down to the anime. But they try their best to make it make sense. The anime is not that long though. The anime is like maybe it's like 12 or 13 episodes. But it's one of those anime where you have to like kind of play the games, play the games to know what's like sort of going on. I mean, yeah, they still explain everything, but at the same time, you kind of had to know you kind of had to play the games to know what was going on, probably kind of like understand what was going on. But I feel like the games making it more complicated. But other than that, I really did love this anime. I rewatched it maybe 2, 3 times. The animation's dope. The fight scenes they fit perfectly. They're big, explosive. They got all the they got all the original voice actors for the games, Japanese and dubbed in the anime too. So that's a good attention to detail. Um, and they got all the awesome classic music, all the fight music and stuff like that in the anime too, which is straight up awesome because I wouldn't feel it will feel pretty weird seeing Jin walk in the room and his theme song not play. You know, his theme song, one of my favorite theme songs in Blaze Blue or in general. But other than that, they did the anime does kind of tease a Guilty Gear crossover. But I would love to see. I hope that happens one day. I hope we do get a Blaze Blue crossover with Guilty Gear. They are alternate universes of each other. But yeah, that's yeah. It's a short anime too, so you can watch this in a day. Like you could, if you really want to, you can watch this anime in a day. But yeah, that's my number 8.
All right. My number 8. And ironically, we doing this list because I literally just got done watching this show. Kurokos Basketball. That is my number 8. First and foremost, I don't know what it is about sports anime, but it makes you give a damn about the sport. And then when the anime's over, you stop giving a fuck about the sport because the adventure's over.
Facts. You ain't never.
The adventure is over.
It's true.
When I watch Prince of Tennis, it made me want to play tennis, and then I actually play tennis.
That inspired you. I don't give a fuck about basketball. I don't give a shit about basketball, okay? However, when I watched Kurokos Basketball and I seen how intense these damn games were. Okay, also another thing about this list, most most of these animes on this list, when it got finished or when it got to a certain point, like when it was like, oh, season 1's done, you ain't gonna see season 2 till next year, it automatically made me go read the manga. So that's why they on this list. However, now Kurokos Basketball, I believe after season 2 is what made me go read the manga, go read the rest of it. I
Don't they
literally
got?
watched the
Sorry,
second.
sorry to cut you off, but don't they got like all 4 seasons on Crunchyroll?
Okay, so fun fact, I canceled my subscription.
Oh, boo! You trash.
Oh, boo my ass. I ain't giving Crunchyroll one more cent for some goddamn High Guardian Spice.
But you know, we got to talk about it since you want to bring up Kurokos no Basket. Who is your favorite player?
Almine Daiki.
I mean, ain't my nigga. Yes, Allen. I call him.
Yes.
Hey, that's Allen Iverson. Hey, fuck Kuroko. I hate that little motherfucker. I was like, you little John Stockton ass motherfucker. I was like,
Okay, so two reasons why Almine is my favorite. First and foremost,
because he's
that
black.
whole okay, three reasons. Fuck it, three reasons. First reason, yes, because he's black. Second reason, he was juking motherfuckers when he was in elementary school. And thirdly, well, shit, never mind. There was a fourth reason. Shit. Oh shit. So one, yes, he's black. Two, he been juking motherfuckers since elementary school. Three, he literally said, if you don't put Kuroko on first string, I'm quitting. And lastly, he was the only team in the show to beat the main team. Power of friendship where? His team, Toll Academy, was the only team to beat the main team. Because when I tell you, Almine Daiki said, what the fuck is a power of friendship? Cause Kuroko like, I don't care what you say, we're gonna win. And a whole ass montage go on and you see that damn point difference. I laugh my ass off. I don't care. I know I was supposed to be rooting for goddamn Seirin, but that shit was just too damn funny. because they were determined. They're like, oh shit, maybe they are gonna win. You said goddamn point difference. I was like,
Can we can we just acknowledge that the battle between Kagami and Amine is probably one of the best sports battles in all the sports anime?
I agree. I agree.
That shit when they was in the zone, nigga. Oh man, I was like, yes, this shit's dope.
Right, exactly. The zone, that fucking zone. Also, the movie was cool too. And I like how and I like how at the end of the movie it was Aomine and Kagami to do the last shot.
Yeah, I didn't even watch the movie, but yeah, I can only imagine.
Now all of it is on Netflix. I can say it much. All of it is on Netflix. So if you want to watch the movie, the show, and everything, it's on Netflix. Cause that's how I watched it. Because now like what I said, I enjoyed it. I freaking enjoyed it. And yes, like what I said, as soon as it was over, then nothing inspired me to just sit down and watch NBA. I don't give a fuck about that. Cause reason being is because I ain't gonna be seeing shit like this in no actual NBA game. I don't care. I'm like, oh shit, LeBron's in the zone. Oh shit, Steph Curry's in the zone.
No, I gotta stop you there because see, you must not watch basketball. That shit actually does happen. It's just it's just you don't see the red lines going through their eyes. Because when you see LeBron score 40 and then Steph Curry score 40, that's the zone. It just don't hit the same because there's not the background music in the red eyes.
It was.
He fucking put Kuroko basketball openings when fucking LeBron started making shit.
No, it's that background music. You know when the zone pop up and it's like that zone music and be like dun, 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 and then it just get all
Yeah,
dramatic. That fucking
yeah.
that zone music make you want to get a ball and dribble with them. Like, yeah, I'm about to cross over, and then you fall down and break your own ankles because you can't play.
Damn.
I think a motherfucker just hit me with the emperor eye real quick. Let me sit down.
Yeah, I'd,
But
I'd have to say Kagami is like my second favorite, because he reminded me of the main character from the first one. I mean, from Slam Dunk.
yeah, from Slam Dunk.
Yeah, but he just better.
My second one would
Got
probably have to be Kisei. I actually like that whole perfect copy shit.
Oh, he hard as fuck too. But
Yeah,
he
Kisei.
reminds me more of Kobe, and I just don't like his little attitude. I'm like, shut your fucking privileged ass up. I mean, Brian, he was out there. You got a little copy ability. You can just steal motherfuckers' abilities, you little snake.
yeah, snake.
But yeah, but yeah, number 8 is gonna go to Kurokos Basketball. We on number 7 now.
Yeah, I could talk about fucking sports anime forever. But my number 7 is sort of a shojo, but it's more of a mecha anime, and it's called Darling in the Franxx. Darling in the Franxx is like takes place in this post-apocalyptic world, and they live in these domes, and they fight in these mechs called, I think they're called Franks, if I remember right. And they have to fight off these monsters to keep these domes going. You know what I'm saying? And you just see how fucked up the world is. But there's this special mech pilot, and she's like a fusion of humans and the monsters that they actually have to fight. And she ends up falling in love with one of the characters, but it's not your typical love story. It's very tragic and cathartic, and it's definitely a watch if you want to watch some stuff that make you get invested and create some trauma. um
That creates
but
some trauma.
Yeah, create some trauma inside you, because you be watching this show and you be like, damn, like, can they just get together and be happy? No? Is it just me? And then you see the group, because it's a group of them, and you see like all these interpersonal dynamics within the group and stuff, and you see like, how people view each other in the group, and then they start forming these little cliques and stuff. It's a really good anime. And one of the things I like about mecha animes is just the stuff outside of the mecha fights. Like, they do the world building and political intrigue and interpersonal dynamics so well. And I think that if y'all are a fan of romance and mechs, this is the perfect marriage between the two.
Damn,
Okay.
those were a lot of big words. uh,
Well, I got a college level intellect, a
yeah,
high college level intellect. You know what I'm saying? I
I
gotta
got
use
a
them big
four.
words
I got a
and
four
big
level.
wides.
I got a 4 level internet sometimes. Anyway, all right. So we on number 7, right? We on number 7. Yeah, we gotta get the country right here. My number 7. It's sort of another video game anime. It's called Grand Blue, and I like this anime until the ending. Until the ending of like the first season, the ending was just fucking stupid. But it's basically like it's a medieval kind of it's one of those medieval anime where it's like knights and magic stuff like that, and the animation's freaking beautiful. The animation's freaking beautiful, and a lot of the a lot of the fight scenes are just straight up immaculate. Like they we fight giant monster level stuff. We fight armies. We fight dragons and gods and dragon gods and all kind of shit, and taking all that and taking these motherfuckers out. The main character looks kind of basic. Like his main aesthetic is like, I got on a blue hoodie with some brown shorts and a big ass piece of armor on my left arm. There we go. And sort of kind of like a short sword, I guess. But the story is basically they're trying to get to the other. I'm not gonna spoil them, but they basically just trying to get to the other side of the world. Like, that's it. I'm not gonna spoil nothing, but this anime made me want to play the Grand Blue fighting game, and I was playing it for a while, but I hate that the community for that game kind of died because that game was freaking awesome.
Man,
Still
Grand
is.
Blue story is so underrated, bro.
Yeah, it is. I liked it. I liked a lot until like the ending of the anime. I was like, the ending was kind of stupid, but the ending like didn't make made absolutely no sense. But it was like it was just a perfect one. It was like one of those simple kind of anime, medieval magic type stuff. The fight, and also the part where I knew this because there's multiple Grand Blue games with other characters, so the part where they have to fight like these they had to fight like this big ass like water dragon that was attacking the city, and it was sending out all these like water dragon clones, and all these people are fighting these things all over the city, right? So you see all these different characters that aren't in the story of the anime at all, really, like at all. But you see all these badass freaking characters coming in and just start destroying these things. And I'm like, who are these people? Where the hell y'all been at? Who are you? Because it's like this one guy he had like a red jacket and blonde hair, and he just was running super fast and punching the shit out of these things. We had this big strong motherfucker throwing stuff at him. We had like this cat girl with like a staff that turned into a bow and arrow and was shooting me. I was like, yo, who are these people? I gotta keep watching this. Eventually, I'm gonna see who these people are. But then the anime was like, nah, gotta go play the game. I'm like, man, shut up. But but yeah, man, that's Grand Blue for me. I want to. I might end up like wait till season 2 come out. Hopefully there is a season 2 because the game kind of flopped. But yeah, man, that's my number 7.
I could have
All
thought
right.
Grand Blue he had season 2. Am I tripping on these animes? I could have
Ah,
swore.
I haven't seen an announcement for season 2.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm tripping. Okay. Anyway, go ahead, GT. My bad.
Oh no, you good, you good. Okay, so my number 7 is Durara or Dur, as folks will call it from their manga, which is also the same creator of Bakano, who was also in my top 10 of old school anime. So yeah, Durara's number 7. Reason being is because, for one, I love a compelling story, but I also love the fact that Durara is not even a story. Is not even a story based anime. It's character driven. It's literally a character driven anime. You follow a character, you follow their adventure. But the funny thing about Durara is, once that character's tale is over, the adventure isn't done because there's so many colorful characters in this city, Ikebukuro, that that basically just sums up the show within itself. You have Mikado, you have of course you got my boy Isaiah, you got Shizuo, Henri, Masaomi, and then you get introduced to more people. You find out that Shizuo has a famous little brother. You find out that Isaiah has twin sisters who are just as crazy as his ass. Um, like legit, you find out a new student was actually a part of the. You actually find out that a new student's part of the Blue Squares, and they want Mikado to be the leader of the Blue Squares. Masaomi has to gain his leadership back at with the Yellow Scars, and Henri with Saika. Like in all honesty, it's a whole bunch of shit that happens, and it's like what I said. It's not story driven; it's character driven. Because whatever this character's motivation is, it's gonna fall alongside someone else's motivation, and it's kind of like a domino effect. And that's how I feel about Durara now, and that's what I like about it. Because considering the fact that there are supernatural shit happening in it, there are some superpower shit in it. Because like I said, you're gonna have a motherfucker who's in a bartender suit with anger issues, where he can literally punch you out your clothes. Just
That has to be one of the most funniest, iconic things in anime in general.
Just
I just
no,
punch
just
you
no
flew in
pun
the air.
intended. One fucking punch. This dude literally came up to him. hit him upside the head. He like, you shouldn't have done that. Turned around, punched him in the face, and while he was flipping, his clothes came off, and when he landed, all he had on was his underwear and one sock. And like
Yeah,
I said, he was fully clothed, fully fucking
Yeah,
clothed.
Dora, how the fuck you said. I always consider that the Pulp Fiction anime.
Which is, and you want to know something? Which is why I fucks with it, because Pulp Fiction is my number one favorite movie. So yeah, that's another thing. And yes, like what I said, it's a whole bunch of supernatural weird stuff happening. You got Celti, you got Shinra, you got Simon, who's Russian and still drawn negatively, but still, we're getting there. It was a victim of his time. That's all I'm gonna fucking say. Um, but yeah, the Rara is awesome. I also like the continuation of it. Like I also like how big of a fan base it got. This anime got so big that somebody literally made a dollars website, and you go in the chat rooms and it looks like the chat rooms like how it did on the anime, and people actually joined those chat rooms.
Mm.
Like real talk, because now I don't know if it's still up, but when it was up, you would go there, you go to the site, and it will ask for the password. The password is, I shit you not, it's Bakano. The password is Bakano. As soon as you get in there are going to be a couple of chat rooms you can join. As soon as you join the chat room, you go in there and it looks just like how it does on the anime, icons and everything.
Nice.
And that's why I said it has such a big fan base, and it has such a big fan base that you went all the way to the end. You finished it, unlike Bakano, but still for Durara you finished it, and I was okay with that. So yeah, Durara is my number 7. Now we're moving on to number 6.
Before I move on to number 6, Ron Jeremy, I knew I wasn't tripping because I've been watching Grand Blue Fantasy. It got 2 seasons. I don't know where
Did you
you
just
watch.
call him Ron Jeremy? Ron is Ron Wilson.
I know, but it's Ron Jeremy right now.
bus driver.
But I'm not. I
I
mean, but
might need to
for
go
real,
back there because I watched it
but
on.
but yeah, because the new season came out this year. It came out this summer in July.
Oh
It's
shit!
got
I gotta go
it's
see
got,
that.
got 14 new episodes. So yeah, because the end of the first season pissed me off. I was like, what? and then
Yeah, that made
and
no
then like
fucking sense. This came out of nowhere.
and, and then I'm like, oh, okay, season 2. Okay, good. All right, so my number 6 is an anime. I know I haven't had all the action like y'all, but the action is coming. But I gotta get my slice of life and different genres out the way. So my number 6 is an anime called Babysitters Club. Now, the Babysitters Club is an anime about this boy and his younger brother, and their parents told him to watch his brother while they went on a business trip, and they plane crashed. So the parents died, and
God
so
damn.
yeah, so so
It's not the fact that they died. Well, it is, but at the same time, it's the way you said it. It
my
was
bad.
like that plane crash. They plane crash. The motherfuckers dead. Like,
Because
damn.
because it's not like the focus of the anime. It only reoccurs a few times in the anime. It's like it's an important character development plot, but the main continuity of the story is about, so he gets adopted by the chairman of this high school, and she's like, they call her Sheep Lady because she got a big ass afro that looked like a sheep is on top of her head, and she's rich as fuck, and but in order for him to live with her, he has to join the Babysitters Club, which is basically just a fake ass a free daycare for the fucking teachers, and they force students, well, not, they don't force students, but like students that have money problems or issues, they can join this club, make some money on the side, and help the teachers out. They got kids, and so all the babies in the club are little kids of the teachers, and they got a little badass black haired boy who's always talking shit. Then they got his little brother who's in the daycare, and he don't really talk. He just points and goes and grunts and be like, you know. Then they got a badass little girl, and then they got two twins. One's carefree, happy go lucky. The other one always crying about every fucking thing. And then they got a little baby like an infant, and all she does is nap and roll around. And so anyway, so this kid got to manage being a teenager while watching these badass kids all day. You know what I'm saying? And so he got all kind of love interests and shit. Girls want to be on his dick and shit. He can't. He's like, I can't do it. He's like, can I have time off? No. He got to do everything for the Babysitter Club and his brother. And it's just the journey of him trying to navigate this new situation while, wishing that, his parents didn't die, or that he could have talked them out of not going. And, him and his brother just, being there for each other, even though his brother's a badass, flushed his phone down the toilet and broke it, all kind of other shit he be doing. Yeah, little badass kids. But they all cute and adorable and shit. They'll like, watch this with your girl, it'll get you laid, and tell you. You know what I'm saying? She might want to have babies, yeah. But it's a good, it's a good tearjerker, and it's a good heartfelt story. It's sad, but it's happy at the same time, because anybody that's been through a loss of a parent, or been through any kind of situation where they lost an important relative will be able to relate to this show. And that's one of the things I enjoy about this show, because I lost my uncle, and kind of just remind me that life goes on, and they wouldn't want you to worry about them while you still living your life. And it's the same thing with the main character. It's a really good show. If y'all ever bored, I'd recommend checking it out.
All right, we back at it again. Back in the gym with the Horse twins. But
Oh no.
but my number 6 is a
Busting
mecha
all
anime.
kinds of
Buzz
nuts.
nuts. All kinds. But yeah, leave the nuts hanging out. All right. My number 6 is a mecha anime called Back Arrow. This anime, GT got me into this anime. I haven't finished it yet. I'm real close though. Season one's over, but I haven't finished season one yet. But basically, the main premise of this anime is all the people live in this world, right? And this world is like separated from the rest of the world, separated from the rest of the universe by this big ass metal wall. And the people who live in this world believe that there is nothing over the wall. They believe that there's nothing out there. They believe it's just a big ass void. That's what they believe, right? But the main character, in the beginning, he flies in on a ship and crash lands there, and he tells them that, hey, I came from over the wall. Is there any way y'all can help me get back over it? And everybody starts laughing at him because they don't believe him. It's like everybody's like, ain't nothing over the wall. What the fuck you talking about? Okay, you didn't come from over there. He's like, yeah, I did. Like, but no one believes him, right? But then also you have like this name is also kind of like cowboyish, kind of westerny, but also there's like this big federation type thing going on, who's like the rulers of the world or whatever. Who they some of them, a majority of them kind of serve as like the antagonists and stuff like that. And there are people who are firm believers that there is nothing over the wall, because they basically have like their own little Bible that tells them that makes them believe that they're basically the center of the universe. So I forgot what the name of the mechs are called, but we have like some bandits who come to the main character's like village that he landed in. That sometimes they come up there and they steal people's shit and like vandalize and whatever. So long story short, he gets this mech, and this mech, it looks freaking awesome. And the thing about this mech is it can melt. Like whenever he gets hit with blasts and stuff like that, it would melt. It would basically like make itself like kind of melt to where it will absorb all the damage and stuff like that. and it could also like it was also kind of like elasticy, like it could stretch and stuff like that. It doesn't do it much, but its main defense is like being able to like absorb a lot of attacks. And they use to some of these mechs they have like this like ring, like it's like a bracelet. It's like a big bracelet that they wear, and that's the only way you can really pilot these mechs. So if I break your ring, if I beat you and I break your ring, you can no longer summon that mech again. Basically, your mech's like sort of destroyed. Like you can no longer summon that mech or anything. So they have like they have this band, this little ring that they put on, and they fight a lot and they fight in it. But for a long time, the main character was just the main character was just whooping everybody's ass because his mech was technically the most advanced one, the most advanced and like one of the first ones. But other than that, like he does, she's trying to figure out a way. He basically teams up with this scientist guy that works for this big overlord kind of federation that they got going on. He kind of ends up like working with him to find a way for him to get back over the wall that he was at. But it takes a long time for people to start actually believing that he came from over the wall. But when he got here, he knew he came from over the wall, but he kind of forgot. He kind of had like some amnesia, and when he remembers who he actually is, holy shit! But yeah, man, Back Arrow. It has season two. Season two comes out later this year. Well, early next year. But and it has a movie too. That's good. I think it's already out. But yeah, man, I really wasn't like growing up. I really wasn't into mecha anime. The only mecha anime I would really see was Gundam. So I did watch Gundam sometimes, but I wanted some kind of new. And then eventually Gurren Lagann came out. If you guys know what Gurren Lagann. But then Gurren Lagann came, and then I got more into mecha. But yeah, this is one that is very very interesting, and I like the story of it, and also the animations beautiful too. It's a newer anime too, so it came yeah. But yeah, that's my number 6.
Okay. It's funny that you mentioned mechas because my number 6 is Gundam Build Fighters.
Okay.
An anniversary of nothing but appreciative Gundams. Also this ain't your average Gundam series. There ain't no politics or anything of that nature done. It's literally just people making their own Gundams and fighting against other people with it. That's basically it. However, I do have a issue with the first episode. First episode is how in the fuck do you have a goof from fucking Mobile Suit Gundam go up against the motherfucker with a Gundam wing and you fucking lose? It just goes to show you it ain't it ain't the mech, it's the pilot. So fuck Say for losing, okay? Fuck him. You on my nerve for that. And I all met you use the fucking Gundam wing, you ass. Um, oh fuck all that.
you just
Fuck all
offended.
that.
That's
What?
the thing.
Say what?
You just offended. That's the thing.
You damn right, bro. I am offended. I am fucking offended. Okay. Ain't no shame in it. I am offended. I'm pissed the fuck off. Like what I said, very first episode, a goof, punk ass McCuve. No, it wasn't a goof. It was Gyan. It's even worse. Fucking Gyan with fucking McCuve that was originally powered by McCuve punk ass. His base obsessed ass going up against the Gundam Wing. The main Gundam for Mobile Suit Gundam Wing is that, and you fucking lose to him. Who does that? That's some bullshit. That's what it is.
Talking shit
But
too.
say what?
Talking shit too.
Exactly. So I don't care. I don't care because it's a long time ago. Now, Gundam Build Fighters and Gundam Build Fighters Try, those shows were freaking awesome. I enjoyed every single minute of that show. Reason being, because like what I said, it's literally just them making their own Gundams, put them together, duke it out. Now, it was some universe world threatening bullshit that was going on. Not gonna lie, but in the end, everything was fixed. The reason why I enjoy it so much is because I like how over the top these fights are. These fights be so damn over the top that it just like it honestly pales in comparison to some other things that you've already seen because they be so into it. Like they be so into these fights and they act like, oh, I'm really in this motherfucker, and they duking it out against each other. So yeah, I would have to say Gundam Build Fighters for my number six. And now it's time for us to move on to that top five.
All right, top five. Now, 2021 isn't over, so this is probably liable to change. But as it stands right now, my top five. This is my top five. But I'm gonna start with number five. Jobless reincarnation. It's got to be in number five because this has the most intriguing story that has came out in a long time, and especially considering it's an isekai because most of the isekais have been they've been kind of the premises have been good, but the execution's been poor. But this particular one is different because it's a story where they have all the same similar settings. It takes place in more of a your setting. There's dragons and demons and all kinds of other stuff. But the story is like more of a journey of exploration and self discovery. And the main character, Rudy, he was a shut in from from our world. But what happened to this dude, and it's fucked up, is that the bully stripped this motherfucker butt naked, and he's a fat ass, so his dick was probably, all small when, he got
Ah.
when he was naked. He probably a shower, not a grower, but anyway, he got tied up to the front gate, butt ass naked for all the world to see, and so he became a shut in, until he was 40. And one day he sees it, he was jerking off in his room during his parents' funeral, and his brothers and sisters beat his ass and kick his ass out the house.
What the
So anyway,
fuck?
so this motherfucker's in his shoes or is outside with no socks on, no money, nothing. But he sees this girl about to get hit by truck coon. So he dives in to save her, and he dies. And he gets reincarnated into the world and in the family of in this noble family. I think they're called Runehearts. I can't remember their last name, but anyway, his name's Rudy now, and he's still got the mind of a 40-year-old shut-in pervert. But he's adept at using magic, and basically the first part of the story takes place with just him, going through his childhood years. Well, not his full childhood years, but basically from the age of 1 all the way to about eight, 8 or 9, and he gets a mentor, magical mentor. She teaches him how to use magic. He meets another little girl love interest, and then on the day he was gonna be promoted to a mage, this wormhole opens up above his head and sucks up the whole fucking city and the entire, pretty much most of the continent that he lived in, and everybody gets displaced. Him, his family, everybody. But him and his cousin, they get sucked up together while their bodyguard, she's somewhere else. We don't know where she's at yet. So the end of it and the second part of it is him going from the demon continent all the way back to where they got sucked up at. And it's just a lot. There's a lot of stuff in it. I don't want to tell too much because it'll tell too much of the story. But it's just a whole bunch of different events that go on, and it's just a unique perspective, and you find out that there's this god that's manipulating him and all kinds of other good stuff that you figure out if you go read the light novel. But it's definitely probably one of my top contenders for anime of the year. along with I'm a Spider, So What. But I have to wait until the end of the year before I judge that. But right now, it's number 5.
All right. My number 5 would have to be Magi. Now, I could at first I did at first it took me a minute to actually get into Magi. Um, I didn't like watch Magi until like until they basically until like the hype for it really died down. But I do love the story, and I do love the whole like even aesthetic of it, and I love the weapons, and I love like the fighting styles and the weapons and stuff. Like the animation is pretty good, and the story, the overall story. I do like the whole like yeah we friends, but everybody got their own path that they want to take. Like everybody has their own dream. Everybody has their own path that they want to take and they want to do, and then they do get to a point where they get to a point where they end up accomplishing what they were trying to do, or somewhat super close to what they were accomplishing, what they want to do, and everybody just gets like strong. Everybody gets stronger on their own, but also everybody also gets stronger together. And I haven't watched the Adventures of Sinbad, but I am planning on it. But Sinbad is a freaking badass, and I love. And I wish I would have watched Sinbad first before watching Magi, so I could understand Sinbad a little bit more and understand like the dynamic he had with a lot of his friends and his allies, because I know a lot of them came from Sinbad just like him. So, but the overall just like story of it, it was pretty good. It didn't feel it wasn't too fast, but it also wasn't too slow. It was like right there in the middle. Like we'll focus on the main plot right now, but also we're gonna go over here and focus on this specific character, see what they're doing, and then go and look at this character, and then we're gonna come back to the main plot. So then you understand what's going on, and it all kind of like it most likely worked out in the end because we had these everybody we see everybody's progression. We see everybody's progression like power wise, and also like mentally, like person wise, like how stronger everybody gets. And I really and everybody's powers are freaking cool. Like everybody got some. Everybody's like very unique. Like everybody's unique. Everybody has like their own specific thing. Not that many people are the same. Like a lot of people are similar, but not everybody's like the same. But yeah, I did like Magi a lot. I binged that. I binged not all of Magi, but like for like maybe a good 3 days. Yeah, I watched all of Magi, and I hate how it ended. I know it continued in the manga too. I know it's like completely over. But yeah, man, Magi's my number 5. I might end up rewatching it if I wanted to.
All right. My number 5 is actually gonna come to a surprise to a good bit of people, but fuck it. My number 5 is Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh, that don't surprise me.
But my
Yeah,
reason, say again.
I say, yeah, that ain't a surprise.
Okay. But my number one, but the reason why it's there, the reason why it's even on this list, is for a personal reason. Seven Deadly Sins was the driving force to one of my old YouTube channels. It was literally the driving force to one of my old YouTube channels. I used to react to the chapters, and people loved that shit. In all honesty and fairness, and not gonna lie, uh, I was not going to I was not going to watch Seven Deadly Sins, nor was I going to read it. But I just read it one day and I just got hooked on it. Yeah, I watched the anime. We ain't gonna talk about the last few seasons, considering that it didn't look like blood, it looked like something else, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, now I understand, anime wise and things of that nature, that's fine. But Seven Deadly Sins holds a special place. Like I said, it was a driving force for my YouTube channel. People loved watching me react to Seven Deadly Sins, and I can't do that no more because I could lose my channel that way. Don't want to go through that bullshit again. But first and foremost, the Seven Deadly Sins. I like the fact that it follows the whole lore of King Arthur and things of that nature. That was cool. These characters are literally named after some of these characters are literally named after people in that lore. Like there was actually a Meliodas, there was a Elizabeth, there was a Bond, there was an Elaine, and all of them. There was a King, a Diane, Escanor, of course, there was Merlin, and of course there was Arthur. Um, the fact of the matter is that when it comes to the world building, you get introduced to the different races. Demons, humans, giants, fairies, and the funny thing is like they can live in harmony. It's just so much. It's just so much when it comes to differentiating with it, especially with the people who are in charge of stuff. Oh, also angels. Can't forget about them. But the fact of the matter is that with Seven Deadly Sins being my number five, because it's literally the threshold for all the shit that just made me go, well, damn. It just literally made me go, well, damn. I have to keep going with this shit. So yeah, number five is Seven Deadly Sins. Can't really go too much on it because, and the reason being is because like for one, so much shit happens. Not to mention that in Seven Deadly Sins, there was a time where the protagonist actually loses, and yeah, they did a little bit of power friendship shit, but that don't work most of the time. In Seven Deadly Sins, that whole power friendship shit don't work. People be dying in here, okay? People be dying and they don't be coming back. So yeah, that's it for me. Number five is Seven Deadly Sins. Now we're moving on to number four.
All right, number four. For me is an anime called. This probably went under a lot of people's nose, but it's called Grimgar Fantasy and Ash.
Ass.
Ash, like
Oh,
crazy.
I was about to say. I really thought you said that. That's why I asked.
If it was ass, it'd be a hentai recommendation.
We
But
ain't doing that. Not
but
today.
yeah. So he said not today. I feel you. But yeah. So Grimgar starts. Motherfuckers just wake up. They're like, where the fuck am I? I don't remember shit. Who am I? Like watch out, no. Motherfuckers trying to remember who the fuck they are and how they got here, and they wake up in this world where you know that the only way to survive is to form a group and hunt. You know what I'm saying? They have to hunt monsters. Now, the main group of characters. Now, GT will like this because it's got seinen elements to it. The group, most of the members of the group die over time, but you don't get to see that in the anime. It's mostly in the manga. But I think there's only like three of the original group members left in the light novel. But anyway, so people continuously die. People die every day being this anime. And so the first season, so the first season is a group. The group, so they all form groups, and this group is formed of all the rejects. Nobody wanted none of these motherfuckers, so they form a group, and they become notorious for hunting goblins, aka the Goblin Slayer. Even though this came before Goblin Slayer, and so they hunt goblins for the majority of the series, and they slowly start getting better. They get better skills. The main character is kind of a thief, and he has this ability. It's basically the ability to see trajectories. So he can basically, trace a line to where is the most optimal path for him to use his rogue abilities to get behind you and slit your throat. And so it's pretty dope to see an anime. They don't show it in so much in the manga. They just show him being acrobatic and shit. But they had to add some flair and dramatic in the anime, so they added this trajectory ability. So anyway, um, so eventually they get tired of fighting goblins because there's more money fighting other monsters, and the other group full of not the rejects, but the strong motherfuckers. They out in the front lines fighting in this war because there's a war going on against orcs and all kinds of other motherfuckers. But so the reject group's like, oh, we tired of fighting goblins. Let's go step our game up, make some more money. So they decide to go into this mine full of cobloids. Cobloids are basically wolves. Wolf people. You know what I'm saying? Or well, they're not werewolves, but they're wolf people. And so they go into this mine, and turns out this was the wrong decision because they end up getting too deep into the mine, and so they have to fight uh, some high level cobblers, and most of the group they get separated, and then they have to meet up, and then the rogue dude, which is the main character, he's like, "Y'all run, go, get out of here!" That typical stereotype shit, and he kills the king Cobloid with his evolved trajectory ability. And this isn't in the manga, but again, they had to add something to conclude the last episode. So that's the last episode, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on in between. I'm not gonna tell you who dies, how many motherfuckers die, but there's a death right in the first three episodes, so I know GT would love that. Um and
I'm thinking
apparently,
all I like is death and destruction.
no,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but I'm saying you strike me as the type. What you're saying is you don't like the power of friendship, just like you said with Seven Deadly Sins. You want to see a motherfucker die. Like, look, like, can't all of us live in this war? Can't all of us live through this conflict? Somebody's got to die, because otherwise it's gonna be like fairy tales, a bunch of bullshit. How the fuck all y'all live through this shit? Fuck out of here. So I think GT especially would get a kick out of it if he ain't already seen it. And I think Ron, you'd like it too. But it's definitely a good, gritty, dark. It's borderline seinen. It's not quite, but it's borderline. So, that's my number four, Grimgar Fantasy and Ash.
All right. So I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna get through this real quick. My number four, DB Super. Now, DB Super, you gave me a man, gave me my husbando. All right, you gave me Goku Black. All right, it is my number one favorite villain in all Dragon Ball. That's it. Nah, I'm just playing. But that's part of it, but that ain't all of it. But yeah, Dragon Ball Super, it was a whole new kind of change. Well, not completely, but it was a change of pace for Dragon Ball in general. Well, we started fighting gods. We started getting into god kind of territory, and just mostly a lot of the times it's like expanding the universe outside of Earth and outside of its own universe, and us learning about all these gods and all these different freaking pantheons and stuff. Because at first we didn't think it was anything above the Supreme Kai. Like he got the word supreme in his name. So we got supreme. We thought Supreme Kai was he was right there and it wasn't nothing above that guy. But then now we got gods of destruction and angels and shit. And it's just like, yo, now we just got more and more like levels to climb when it comes down to that. And also, I know a lot of people don't like the new freaking forms. I know a lot of people don't like God and SS Blue and SS Evolution and Ultra Instinct stuff like that. Cause people just feel like, oh, you just dipped my hair. You just dipped their hair in a different jug of Kool Aid, and it just said, hey, here you go. But I do like the concept of the God forms and stuff like that. It's a whole different kind of key. Like you have to train with gods to be able to achieve it, stuff like that. And but we still, but I'm still glad that the super's still going. Yeah, the manga's still going. But and I also liked how we just got this huge, diverse bunch of new characters, especially when you got to the Tournament of Power, where you had all these different freaking characters with all these different freaking abilities, and we saw how strong these motherfuckers were, especially when you got Jiren and Topo and Dispo, and all these other characters that were in the tournament that were just so freaking like strong, and you introduced just there are characters now in Dragon Ball that don't look like they would be a Dragon Ball character. Like when you look at the trio of danger, like the three Wolf brothers, you wouldn't think that those were Dragon Ball characters. You wouldn't think that, oh, these three wolves is from Dragon Ball. Or you look at people like Topo, you wouldn't think he was. I wouldn't think he'd be a drag. He was a Dragon Ball character. And then we got Jiren, who was very hated for a while because the guy was just mollywhopping everybody with his eyes, and just and then but also we got more Saiyans. We got more Saiyans, even though the concept of them turning Super Saiyan is fucking stupid. We got new Saiyans. We got female Saiyans. We got a female Saiyan fusion. We got another character who wasn't Frieza. It's just we got people like Hit, who is still a universally loved freaking character because everybody loves that motherfucker. um, so, but like Super just gave us so much like new shit that it was still the same formula as like it was still the same formula to a degree of like Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball, but at the same time, like it just gave us a bunch of new shit. It was super, and also it was super fan servicey for a while too, especially when you brought back Trunks, and gave us he was able to do he could do Final Flash and Gallic Gun now, and you gave us a father son Gallic Gun, like it was just so much. It was more than just nostalgia for me, in my opinion. Yeah, it was a lot, but yeah, like Super did have a lot of bullshit and retcons, like the whole Patara fusion isn't permanent anymore. If it's two gods, it's permanent, but if it's two mortals, you got an hour in that fusion. But we got Super Saiyan Blue Vegito and Gogeta, the return of Broly, a brand new, better Broly. So it's like you gave me my favorite, number one favorite. You gave us an evil freaking Goku. You gave us Goku if he landed in the UK. That's what Goku Black is. Goku, he's just Goku Black. He's just Goku if he landed in the freaking UK and actually went to school and shit. But still was a badass fighter. But yeah, he was also very ruthless and just the Super Saiyan Rose was just out of freaking nowhere. That thing, that's something that only he can have. But yeah, then we also got Zeno and people who could destroy universes and planets in the blink of an eye. Like it just puts so much. It's just so much more that they can really do now with Dragon Ball. Technically, because Dragon Ball can technically go on forever if it wanted to. But you got all this new shit, and that's what I don't love I like it just a little bit more than I do with Z, but that's only because you gave me Goku Black. But other than that, that's my number. That's my number 4.
Alrighty. My number 4, definitely. Oh boy. Number 4 is gonna go to Devilman Crybaby.
Man, fuck you.
I was waiting for it.
Quick side note before you get started. I'll make it real quick. I fucking hated this anime. All right. This anime went from 0 to 100 real quick. This anime just was fucking. Like I can't even describe how fucked it was. All right. It was horrible. And the club scene, we got like anime twerking, and then like somebody's titties turn into a demon and eat a motherfucker, or this dude's going deep inside over him, her legs turn to teeth and eat him. I'm like, what a way to go, dog! Like, you get up there into heaven or whatever, and God be like, people be like, how you died? Well, I was in the club, I was getting down with this girl, and I know what her legs turned into teeth and bit me in half, and I died. I was like, what the fuck? Like, but yeah, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. What he is saying is true. This is what happens. Basically, and the reason why Devilman Crybaby is so far up his fucking list is the fact of the matter is that it left an impression on me. All stories don't have to have happy endings, and Devilman Crybaby damn show didn't have a happy ending. Shit.
And then God was like, I'm gonna reset this shit. I'm like, dude, you should have did this way before.
Like, that's the crazy part. And for one, the animation, I actually like the animation for Devilman Crybaby. At first, I was a little like, "What the fuck is this?" But then I quickly got used to it. Uh, it really don't matter, man. No matter what iteration of Rio, and if you don't know who Rio is, no matter what iteration of Rio, he's still a piece of shit. Now,
Yeah.
the one thing, now, the one thing that plugged, now the one thing that tugged at my heartstrings was the fucking kid. When the fucking kid became a demon, and he didn't have a choice but to,
Yeah.
okay, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert. I'm going to say it right now, spoiler alert. If you have not seen, spoiler alert. The scene where the kid turned into a demon and his hunger was so fucking insatiable, he ate his mother.
And while he ate her, he was
He
crying.
was crying, and the dad witnessed it all.
And
I
he
was like,
killed,
what the fuck?
and he killed his son.
Right. I was like, what the fuck? And and it's like Ron was said, this shit went from 0 to 100 real quick, and that's exactly what happened. This fucking show went from 0 to 100 real quick. In fact, I don't even think it has a full 12 episodes, or does it? 12, maybe 12 episodes, if not.
Yeah, it's 12 episodes.
Okay, 12 episodes. And don't ask for a season 2 because your damn show ain't gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. Hell no. It's over. What he gonna
Like
do?
everybody died. Like it was just, and then you find, and then they did some bullshit where they say, "Hey, dinosaurs were demons." I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
That's their lore of this world.
I'm like,
So you can't help that.
I can't help it, but it was just like it didn't. And then I like how the world just went to shit so fast. Like everybody, like, dude, Rio just came up and said, "Hey, man, anybody you suspect as being a demon, kill him." I'm like, what? And then everybody just started thinking like, "You a demon? Nah. You a demon? Nah. I don't believe you. I don't believe you either." They just started fighting. I'm like, what the fuck is y'all doing? Like, did nobody in this, and this just wasn't happening in Japan. This was happening all over the fucking world.
Yep.
Everybody was just like, and it just all happened so freaking fast that everybody did what, like in the span of like a few weeks, the world just went to shit. Everything's all apocalyptic. War is going on. No one trusts each other, and it just happened out of nowhere. And then main character, he's like, he's trying to stop all this shit, but he don't know how to because he's a whiny crybaby half the freaking time. But he rages out when all these motherfuckers breaking their fucking house, and try to kill all his friends. And then you find out that two of his friends betrayed them. And I'm like, it was the little kid and the quiet motherfucker. Both of them was quiet. And now y'all want to talk. Now y'all want to talk and shit. I'm like, man, fuck y'all, man. And then the part where homeboy he was one of the bullies, and I guess when he became a demon, he sided with Rio and stuff like that. And he was gay. He was gay, and he had like a moment where he was with a guy and he was fucking him in the ass, and then he just turned into a demon and ate him. And I was like, holy shit! But then it turns out, oh, okay, we he wasn't real or whatever. But yeah, man, Devil May Cry Baby. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You good? But yeah, but yeah, that's why it's number 4, because it left an impact on it really left an impact on me. But yeah, Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry Baby. Yeah, that is my number 4. Now we're moving on to number 3.
Fuck that anime.
All right. I for Devil May, I mean, Devil Cry. I'm about- I
You
keep
can do
saying
it.
fucking title wrong. The Crybaby Devil shit. I watched it up to like episode 4. I think I watched started the episode where he was about to eat his mom, but I stopped or I stalled. I don't know. For some reason I stopped it. But I feel GT on his sentiments about it. But I need to finish watching it because a lot of people it's like hit or miss. But my number 3 is the Ancient Magus Bride, and
Oh,
the reason why I like the Ancient Magus Bride is because I like tragic love stories with a somewhat happy ending. And this one when I was watching it, I was like, it just got me really invested because there was a lot of deep stuff going on with the Magus, and I wanted to figure out his backstory. I was just curious, like, why the fuck you got this horn looking ass head? You know what I'm saying? Why are you such a tortured soul? Just all kinds of stuff that was going on with him. Fuck the female. Like I was like, yeah, bitch, you born. You know what I'm saying? But their dynamic of love is what got me because I like female characters that love tortured souls, and of course it's got magic in it. So off top, um, I just think it's a great love story, with a lot of like memorable moments in it. A lot of it's kind of like if Studio Ghibli had turned into a more mature, like they went from G to PG-13. That's how I best frame the Ancient Magus Bride. But it's a really good story. It's got like a deep lore behind it, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on with the Magus himself. And I'd highly suggest it if you like a cross between a love story and a fantasy story. So that's my number 3.
all right. My number 3 will have to be the God of High School. Now, I love this anime a lot. I did. It was everything about. I'm gonna make this one short. Everything about this anime was freaking awesome. I mean, I know it's not perfect. I know a lot of people talked about how like it was too fast. Like we didn't really get to know the characters and how our main 3 became friends so fast. But at the same time, like I like how they did become friends, and then how their dynamic was by the end of by when halfway by the end of the anime. So and also the fighting in this anime was freaking gorgeous. These is the main these two these fights were just completely freaking immaculate, and I know by thanks to GT and the webtoon, I know that these characters get way stronger. These characters get absolutely shattered later, and I can't wait when season 2 finally do come out, and we actually start to dwell in that territory. But yeah, God of High School, I love the characters, especially like most of these. I love how intricate like the fight scenes and stuff were. Like they really did go into detail about um the martial arts and the fighting styles that they were having. So yeah, but that's my number 3 God of High School.
My number 3 is, and this anime came out this year, Tokyo Revengers. These motherfuckers just
Um,
cannot catch a
lame,
damn break. Huh?
lame Takamichi. Everybody around him is cooler than the fucking main character anime. Another Midoriya ass anime. I call him Midoriya like fuck Takamichi. But anyway, continue.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, so with Tokyo Revengers, first of all, it's a delinquent anime with a twist. It's delinquent anime with time traveling. I don't know how the fuck you make that work, but you made it work. And when that anime was airing, not gonna lie, every single Saturday, I'm like, bro, I need my fix. What the fuck is what the fuck is this episode at? I need this episode. If I don't get this episode, we're gonna have a problem. And that's how I felt about Tokyo Revengers. Nothing does my heart good more than a good delinquent story. Like in all honesty, I do love the whole thing with the whole delinquent stories. I mostly read the mangas when it comes to delinquent stories, but the fact that you're now making animes about delinquent stories, that does my heart good. And as Hellavation said, yes, Takemichi was like the most bitch made character. Not gonna lie. Yes, everybody else was cooler. All I can say in the manga is he will get better. I can promise that much. He will get better. Um, like he will actually start fighting. That's basically what I'm saying. He will actually start fighting. But yeah, Tokyo Revengers. First of all, the opening was stuck in my fucking head for the longest. I literally remember sometime waking up in the morning just humming the shit. So so yeah. And once again left the impact on me. Cause like what I said, the motherfuckers cannot catch a break like that final episode. Which I'm glad everything was justified, but if they do make a season two, it's gonna be so much shit going on. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, number three for me, Tokyo Revengers. Now we're moving on number two.
All right, so this is my first sports anime of the list, and it's the only one that qualifies. There's been some great new gen sports animes, but ain't nothing fucking with Baby Steps. I'm sorry, Baby Steps is the most dynamic and most interesting sports anime. Other than I say, Kurokos no Basket comes in close to a second, but the main character of fucking Baby Steps, you just want to root for this motherfucker. You like, so you took up tennis for a bitch? Oh, I gotta respect that. But then he found that he liked tennis and that he actually had a good eye for tennis. And he started coming up with he started analyzing the games and coming up with strategic strategies, and then he started formulating different training routines in order to help him win different matches. And so he went from a person who didn't know how to play tennis, that was already in his second year of high school, to get into the nationals at Wimbledon. And it's a great story because he gets the girl. It's beautiful. I'm like, so you got the girl, and the whole time she was looking at you. I love how hardworking you are, Daddy. Let me get with you. I'm like, yeah, yeah. So
What the fuck?
yeah, I love that shit. I'm like, oh, so you with a hard working nigga. You ain't with the guy that's handsome and got it all together, or some dude that's like, I'm gonna fight for you for justice. No, he's just hard working, plugging away. He wasn't even focused on you. After he found out he liked you, he's like, bitch, I don't even care about you no more. I like tennis better than you. And then she's like, well, because you like tennis better than me, now I want to be with you. Oh, really? Well, let's get together then, bitch. So
Yeah.
it's a cool ass sports story. So if you like Kuroko no Basket, GT, I know you love Baby Steps, but the only place you can really watch it is on YouTube. You gotta go on YouTube and find the playlist. But it's a really good story. It's what I think both seasons are 25 episodes, so it's like 50 episodes, so it's nice and long. But you can watch it in a weekend and a half. Well, not a weekend and a half, but like 3 days you can finish it. So that's my number two, Baby Steps.
All right. I'll make this one short and sweet. My number two, yeah, my number two will be Demon Slayer, and it's purely for. I mean, but the thing about it is, Tanjiro ain't nothing but to me. Tanjiro ain't nothing but Samurai Deku, but he don't he don't be cry, he wasn't like a crybaby like that how Deku was in the beginning. Deku's a lot better now in my opinion, but at the same time, Tanjiro was just like another Samurai Deku to me. I do overall I like the story of it because I'm a big sucker for katanas and sword samurai. If y'all watch part one, you know. But yeah, so the whole I love the whole like breathing. aesthetic too. I like the whole like being, learning how to, basically just learning how to breathe and then learning how to use your breathing with your sword style to amplify yourself and make yourself a lot stronger. And I also like how you could change, you could eventually, Tanjiro gets fire, he gets fire breathing, stuff like that. I like that. So I know, so I love the animation. The animation is beautiful. Um, I'm sorry, but my favorite character is Zenitsu. Only because I'm a big electricity guy. Next to Earth, electricity is like one of my favorite elements. But yeah, like when Snetsu actually gets real serious, he's actually a pretty big badass. Yeah, he's annoying as fuck, but at the same time, he backs that shit up with all that lightning powers or whatever. And also, this it just a bit- it just the story is hit or I mean it's not hit or miss, but story is you know kind of it's a good story, but at the same time it is it's also like kind of very like in depth and at the same time. But other than that, though, I love the story and I like a lot of the characters, even though a lot of the characters are kind of dumb, like not dumb, but like not annoying either. It's just like But I do overall I like the story and I love the fighting and all that good shit. I'm a simple guy, you know. But yeah, that's my number two will be Demon Slayer.
All right. My number two, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Number two is gonna have to go to Jujutsu Kaisen. Reason being is because for one, I'm
Oh
fucking with this
Lord,
whole that what
the most boring season of all the new gen anime, Jujutsu Kaisen. Go ahead, GT. Go ahead.
You
okay,
evil
sure.
motherfucker.
I will. Oh yeah, sure, I will. I mean, look, if you think it's boring, that's fine. I don't care. Considering that Jujutsu Kaisen Zero's coming out, not to mention I think they went ahead and confirmed that there is going to be another season of Jujutsu Kaisen, and considering what the fuck is coming up next after this shit, because this is just the opening act. And in all honesty, I don't really give a shit. I'm just ready for it. Now, most of this stuff, yes, is based because, like what I said, most of these on the list is like, oh shit, now that it's done, I'm finna go read this damn manga. And when I read the manga for Jujutsu Kaisen, the creator does not give a shit. But then again, the creator has already showed you that they don't give a shit. From killing off old dude, the one who everybody thought, oh well, he's gonna go to the school with him. They're gonna be friends. Hell no, he dead. And everybody's literally making fan art and everything saying, "Oh man, I miss this character." I bet you do. And you know what? Other people gonna be following behind his ass too. So yeah. Now, now look, like what I said, you can call it the most boring one. I don't care. I enjoy it. I enjoy Jujutsu Kaisen for what it is. I actually enjoy it, and I want to see where it goes. I honestly want to see where Jujutsu Kaisen is going to go. Now, I'm hoping, and this is just me being real with it. I'm hoping and praying that they don't do the fucking Naruto and Kurama route where like, oh, freaking, oh no, the freaking curse inside of him was just misunderstood. He he had a horrible upbringing and it made him hate people and all the other shit. Like, no, don't fucking do that. Don't do that. Eh, if the motherfucker is raw, let him stay raw. If the motherfucker is evil, let him stay evil. I don't fucking get that. Okay, stop with the whole. I feel sympathy for the villain. Stop doing that shit. I'm supposed to hate you, not feel sorry for you. I hate that. I hate that so much. And and in all honesty, that's why number one. That's why my number one pick is my number one pick. But but yeah, like what I said, like stop doing that BS where you trying to make us feel sorry for the fucking villain. Stop doing that. And it looks like Jujutsu Kaisen isn't doing that. It's not doing the whole, oh well, I feel sorry for Mahito's punk ass. Fuck him. Um like real talk. Like, oh, I feel sorry for Mahito. I feel sorry for the other dude. I feel sorry for all of them. I don't feel sorry for them at all. I saved that ass whooping, seeing freaking old dude and freaking Yuji jump Mojito. One of the most meme worthy shits that happened in fucking 2021. Let him get up, let him get up, let him get up. It whooped his ass. Like shit. No, fuck all that. I fucks with that. Now, yeah. So now it's time to reveal our number one pick for our favorite new school anime. Uh, Hellavation, you up?
All right. This one, I'm pretty sure both of y'all gonna agree with, but y'all gonna have different number ones. But y'all gonna agree. No game, no motherfucking life. That
Yes.
is it's a masterpiece, and it's a damn shame that again political dumb politics within these damn anime studios keep good shit suppressed for goddamn Promise Neverland season 2, motherfucking another season of High School DxD. Even though I like titties just like the rest of y'all, but y'all will forsake great anime for the sake of bullshit. And you had a hit on your hands. Now I heard they started back up, writing the manga again because, he got through his political, suppression drama shit. But it's a damn shame that we can't get a season 2 for such a good ass anime with such an interesting story. Like, well, you go to a world where everything can be decided by a game. You know how cool that would be in society. You know how many wars that would stop if everything was just decided by a game. I don't like you. Well, let's play a game then. If you win the game, you can beat my ass. If you don't, I get to beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? And I love the concept and the story behind it. And I like that these two characters, Shiro and I forget his sister's name, um, but that they so close. Even though it kind of has some weird incest vibes to it, but they don't they not into that. But it just gives that off a little bit. That's the only thing that stops it from being a 10 out of 10 is just that little tiny weird ass part right there. They always got to have some weird ass sexual innuendos with brother and sisters, brocon and siscon fetish. But other than that, man, no game, no life is my number one. Even the movie was good, so that tells you something right there. But that's my number one. I can't wait to hear y'all's.
All right. Okay. I don't know if my number one is gonna count because it's multiple series, but I'm a. It's JoJo. It's part one all with a part five. I just finished
You
part
son of a bitch.
one. Wait, is that yours?
Yes.
Well, let's do it together then, big brother. Okay. So,
Oh, we got a duo number one. Okay, shit. Let me hear.
all right. So this guy, Big Bro GT, he the one got me into JoJo. Now, I ain't want to watch it at first. I got a picky on my anime. But at the same time, I was like, fuck it. I was bored one day. And this was back when we were roommates. And, I was looking for something else to watch other than Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. But, yeah, I watched part one and and it was freaking awesome. It was a little bit slow for me, but at the same time, every episode still meant something. I was like, by the end of this series, I was like, fuck Dio, right? And I finally understood where all the it's me Dio, all those memes came from, and it made them funny to me because like Dio was just that piece of shit. So we gonna, I mean, we gonna piggyback off of this. This is for part one, so I'm gonna do so. Part one was I'm gonna talk about part one and two part whatever, whatever. Try to organize this a little bit, but yeah, man, fuck Dio. All right, you can go.
All right. Okay, so here's the thing. As I've already stated in my previous one, I talked about the Jujutsu Kaisen one. I talked about let villains be villains. That is exactly what JoJo did. All these people who they went up against were pieces of shit, scum of the fucking earth. You felt sorry for no one when they got what was coming to them. That is why for one, JoJo is my number one favorite new school anime. First and foremost. Now he talked about part one. Part two, he said he told me personally he didn't really like part two like that. I fucks with part two. I like part two. Now the reason why I like part two is because of the simple fact being is that for one, the whole Haman versus Pillar Man. And now like what the fuck is a Pillar Man? Like when I first watched, I was like, what the fuck is a Pillar Man?
That's so fucking weird.
Right. Like I'm like, well, why can't you just be like vampires? Like, oh no, we eat them. Like, oh.
You eat vampires? Like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, like it's kind of like the food chain kind of thing, you know? Humans, vampires eat humans, Pillar Man eats vampires. Like that's weird. I'm like, okay, but y'all got the same fucking ability. Also, technically, this is technically in part two, the villain won. The villain won. Basically, the villain got what they wanted. They just it just didn't work in their favor.
Yeah, he got it. He didn't get it the way he wanted.
No, he got it the way he wanted. He just didn't. It just didn't work in his favor. Like he got everything. He found a stone of Asia, a stone mask, put it on, wore that bitch, and now he's like the supreme being. But too bad science came into that shit. Now he's just a floating rock in the middle of nowhere, wishing to die, but he cannot because he's immortal. See how immortal be? You see how immortality be backfiring on the motherfucker? That shit be funny as hell.
Yeah, like cars, like this shit was just so fucking. How you turn your hand into a squirrel? The squirrel go kill another squirrel, and then just it eat a motherfucking stomach. A robot dude, but eat a freaking stomach. Then jump back on Carl's hand, turns to a flower, and then turns to I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? Like,
also another thing. JoJo has got to be one of the first animes to actually have you tolerate a Nazi, because Stroheim was a Nazi.
I didn't know that at first, but then
Stroheim is a Nazi.
Yeah, but what the fuck? But yeah, like part two, I did like part two. It's just like it's my least favorite one. It didn't feel like the fights were hit or miss for me, especially for the villain. And there was a lot of times where I felt like they should have fucking died fighting.
Man, fuck all that. Joseph versus Wamuu was one of my favorite fights.
Yeah. I really
R.I.P. Caesar.
Oh hell yeah! Anytime any character died in JoJo, it was always like a traumatic, like, God damn, like I was like, bro, get up. He's like, no, he ain't get up. I'm like, come on, man. Like,
it's not even that. It's the fact that fucking support beam fell on Caesar. It was in the shape of a cross.
Yeah.
That was fucked up. I don't care. That was fucked up. But now it's time for you to talk about part three since I talked about part two.
So now we on part three. Part three has to be just everybody loves part three. Like JoJo fans, like part three for a lot of people, I actually see that they're like, oh, part three was my first one, and I'm like, but you gotta watch 1 and 2 first. It's one of those kind of anime where you got.
Now let me stop you. Now let me stop you right there. Before this JoJo Bizarre Adventure anime came out, there was an OVA that started with part 3. That's why a lot of people said part 3 is my favorite, because old heads saw that OVA before they watched this anime that's out now, because that was all that JoJo had to offer was that OVA at the time.
Yeah, it had like a different style of art, didn't it?
Yeah, everybody
Yeah,
looked brown as
100%.
hell.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, man. Everybody had long ass heads. But also like part three had me rolling a lot of times, especially when especially with some of these fights. And I did love the also one thing I love how everybody is so freaking like diverse. Like everybody's stand is different and unique to them. No one has the same kind of freak stand. Like your stand could be this big thing that comes out and punches your ass, or your stand could be something that turns people into babies, you know? Or your stand could be a freaking book with horrible drawings in it. You know? Like that book used to piss me off because everything in this book was just ugly, ugly. It wasn't a good ugly. It was like it wasn't a good ugly. It was like the circus ugly. Like these were hellish drawings. For yeah, my stand is a book and it tells the future, but you gotta do exactly what it says. If you don't, it doesn't happen. Stuff like that. And it was just part three. I just hated the way my boy died. It was just so sudden out of
Cocky.
nowhere. Kakyoin was my favorite character, and the way he died just pissed me off because he didn't even get to see Dio. Like you got pulled into a wormhole, and the only thing that was left was your arms. Come on,
Abdol.
and yes, and it's just like, bro, like Abdul, uh, the way these characters was dying, it's just the deaths was always used to get me so freaking bad, and I knew this had to be some type of animes where it's like, hey, don't get attached to no fucking body, all right? Because half the
Mm.
crew died, like so. But yeah, Polnareff was my boy, second favorite character. I just liked everybody, well, main characters like the main squad. I just liked everybody. I really don't have like a number one favorite, like really a number one favorite character. But like everybody was just so cool to me. But yeah. So we all go ahead. And the way we beat Dio was awesome. Even though half the crew died fighting motherfucker. But the way we beat Dio, I really felt like, man, this can't be where they completely defeat Dio. He gonna come back in some form of fashion. But they said fuck that. So but yeah, put that motherfucker in the sunlight, let his body burn up. We good. So yeah, we can go on to part four now.
Part 4. Diamond is Unbreakable. With the homie Josuke Higashikata.
My favorite, well, second favorite Joestar.
My favorite Joestar. Reason being is because he was very relatable. Josuke was a very relatable main protagonist, even though his stand in his favor sucks.
Yeah.
Like his stand can heal other people, but it can't heal him. I was like, what kind of bullshit is that? Um, However, this JoJo Part 4 decided to do a slice of life kind of thing. JoJo Part 4 decided to do a slice of life kind of thing, and since it did a slice of life kind of thing, it was a, how should I put it? It was more on the lines of it transitioning over. Because you see, here's the thing: JoJo's Bizarre Adventure was originally a shonen, but it slowly transitioned over and became a seinen. It became a seinen going around to part 4 because, for one, the freaking main antagonist is a serial killer.
It
He's a
takes
serial
take,
killer.
takes hands.
He takes women's hands. He takes only
Yeah.
women's hands. He kills women, and I believe he takes their right hand, and he pretends like it's a real thing until it basically, it rots. So when it rots,
Or he
he
keeps a
goes and
or
he
he keeps a
finds
cookie.
another one.
Yeah. Either it'll rot away or until he sees like a cuter woman with nicer hands.
Right. And for one, it had, and for one, a lot of people said that when it came to JoJo Part 4 that the main thing that they liked is, yeah, they liked Josuke, but the main thing like is they liked how instead of Jotaro taking the, stay here taking the spotlight as the main protagonist, he is more of a mentor now.
Yeah.
And everybody actually liked it. Jotaro liked that as a mentor. But for one, this freaking Stan user, the main antagonist, was so damn vindictive and so cunning and calculating and cold with some of the stuff that he has done in this series that it literally baffles me sometimes how he literally said, Josuke Higashikata, you are my one true weakness, and I have to get rid of you in order for me to live my peaceful life. And that peaceful life includes killing women and taking their hand.
You changed your entire identity. You would change your entire the way you look, and you just imposed on this whole person, this whole family's life, and you just took over and you just made it seem like nothing the fuck happened. Like the guys that you changed, you made a woman love her husband, but it wasn't you. You wasn't her husband though, but she hated her husband and called him a loser and all kind of shit. But then, as you was in this guy's body or whatever, you changed her whole perspective on him
Let
and
me put
made
it to
her
you in
love.
short. Let me put you in short. Y'all remember that episode The Boondocks when Stink Meaning took control of time? Well, there you go.
Oh damn! About to make it do what it do.
Exactly.
I'm coming for you, nigga.
Exactly. Tom, what's gotten to you? Same thing that's about to get into you. Now you're gonna have to talk about part 5, and we're gonna have to go ahead and end this.
Yeah, part five. That's where I'm at right now. We're ready to start part six. But yeah, part five. Oh God, we got Italian mafia guy, and Giorno Giovanna is my favorite JoJo character, even though he is the son of Theo. But I have one complaint about this part. I have just one complaint. I didn't. I wanted Giorno to meet Jotaro, but like not the either you met him face to face or you met him over the phone or something like that. I wanted him to meet Jotaro, and I wanted Giorno to at least learn about where he's part of the Brando and JoJo kind of family bloodline he put together, and I wanted him to know who your dad was. You know, like I kind of wanted him to like learn about that. You know, but other than that though, this part was great, and especially Emperor Crimson. Fuck that dude. All right, he gonna
Oh, you
die.
mean Diavolo?
Yeah, Diavolo is in an infinite death loop. You gonna die. This dude, you wake up in the middle of a sewer, get stabbed by a drunk motherfucker. You wake up, and then you wake up, and then you have an autopsy being done on you. Then you wake up again. A little girl makes you fall off a cliff. Like goddamn, like what? And then out this whole, and then half the they whole crew died too. God damn, like Naracha for me was the worst one because he died off screen and they found his dead body. It was the episode where everybody's bodies got switched and he died. He was in Jorno's body. He died because Diavolo killed him. He died, and I just hate how like and he was standing there like, yeah, man, with all this over, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna start going back to school, taking it more seriously. I'm gonna eat some pizza, put my favorite toppings on it, and everything get quiet. Before I died, they found his body. I was like, it's stupid. But overall, part five gave me Golden Wind Requiem. Like, like I don't know. And Crimson, and then fucking Emperor Crimson Diabolo, his freaking power was, I was like, damn, how they gonna beat this? Skipping time forward and shit. Like, how we gonna beat that? And they did. I was like, yeah, let's go. But yeah, that's our number one JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, part 1 through 5. Still got 6, 7, 8, 9 coming up. Well, 9 coming up.
Nine ain't even made yet. Okay.
It's gonna happen, motherfucker.
Yes, it's
What
called
happened?
JoJo Land.
But yeah,
Hellavation. What? Hellavation. What's that, man?
Oh, I said, nah, he was saying part 9 is coming. I'm like, damn, you fucking confident. Shit.
No, it's true. Manga
Oh,
wise, part 9 is confirmed.
oh, okay. The manga. I thought you were talking about the anime.
Oh hell no. Okay, for one, I wouldn't have a doubt in my mind they continue this all the way up to part 8.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna take a while because, for one, they said part 7 Steel Ball Run is long as fuck. They literally said part 7 is long as hell, so it's gonna take a while. They're gonna have to go through Steel Ball Run, and then they're gonna go through JoJo Leon, and then you got part 9, which is JoJo Land. I don't know what that's gonna be about at all. And the funny thing is, a lot of people saying like, I can't believe a lot of folks saying this, and they asking this, they saying, can we have a black JoJo main character in the show? I was like, it's nice, but it probably won't happen. Even though the mangaka is a fan of our music.
yeah, goddamn, get freaky. Getting freaky is part 5's ending thing.
Yeah, Getting Freaky by Jodeci is JoJo Bizarre Adventures first part 5 first ending, which is the funniest thing I have ever heard in all my day.
All this epic shit just happened. All this epic shit just happened, and then it just ends. It goes to that song. I'm like, what?
Every time I close my eyes.
I'm like,
I be
what?
feeling so horny.
Yep.
Oh, we just got done fighting a nigga who can drill up on the ground and put spores in people's bodies and shit. Then we talk about this. We end to go to that song. Like, what the fuck?
But yeah, those are our top 10s for our favorite new school anime.
Entire thing.
Yeah.
This was rough.
Up next.
This was rough. I can honestly say this was rough.
Yeah,
It was. I changed up my list like twice.
it made y'all motherfuckers go over it because this is the reason why I posed the question on TikTok, because so many people, they don't think about what they watch. They just be like, this is the best, and I'm like, is it really the best, or is it recency bias? Because we all get into it. That's the reason why I have reserved judgment about what my top 10 new gen are going to be going forward. I always change it because I'm like, if new shit comes out that's better than the old shit, you know what I'm saying? Or the old shit stands the test of time. It's just like JoJo's Bizarre. It's like, what in the new gen is really touching that, to be honest? Especially as a long form series. You might have One Piece, you might say Boruto, you might could say Jujutsu Kaisen, you could say a few little animes, but they're all things that we've all seen that we universally argue about. But I'll be like, what else have y'all watched? Have y'all just watched what's popular, or can y'all think outside the box? And just from this conversation, Ron Wilson, he said, Super, but his reasons for Super are valid, and you've said some different animes, and I've said some different animes. I'm really outside the box. Motherfuckers like, what the fuck are you talking about? Babysitters Club? I ain't never even heard of that. But we all have different shit that we like, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to get out of the stinking thinking that we have as an anime community, and like really think about what do you watch? What is it that really sparks your interest? And I wanted everybody to really think about what it is that they watch and what it is that's important to them, versus just saying the cool shit and arguing about the cool shit because it's cool and it's recent.
I'm to a degree, I'm still real picky about mine. And I just there's I didn't think I would because when GT got me into JoJo, like I really when he introduced me to JoJo, I didn't think I was gonna like it like that. But when I shut the fuck up and sat down and watched it, then I got hooked. Like I really like I love the characters and the aesthetic, even though everybody in this bitch, yeah, all like everybody's just freaking beautiful. Like all right, like all the main characters, cool, everybody's just hot. I'm just like, what's happening there? But when sometimes like when you recommend people anime, like sometimes you gotta ask them like, hey, what do you like? Because like, there's an anime for everybody. It doesn't matter the genre. All you gotta do
Mm-hmm.
is ask them. All you gotta do is ask somebody, hey, you like horror? Okay, here's like 12 horror anime. Or you like you want to see motherfuckers fight? Like, hey, just showing it all free. You know, you like sci-fi, mystery, comedy? Like, there's an anime for that. All you gotta do is just you know have the patience to be able to sit down and watch those anime. They'll really broaden your horizon on everything that is anime.
And that's why I love this conversation that we just had because I just learned about. I didn't even know about the Great Pretender. I thought that was a TV show. I was like, "What the fuck, Great Pretender?" I never heard that. But having conversations. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
You did. I was coughing.
Oh, I'm saying having conversations with other people that like different shit from you will make you get into other stuff, and that's why I always say like people say, "Oh, I don't like sports anime." Have you watched it? Because GT just said I don't like basketball at all, but Kuroko no Basket had me into it. I was like, damn, like maybe I might want to watch some basketball. The shit passed, but it just gets you into it. You just like you get into their struggle, you get into the training that they go through because people don't never think about that. Like we watch training arcs of these motherfuckers trying to take a jump shot. He's like, what kind of bad built jump shot do you got, fucking Kuroko? But the shit worked. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's the stuff that I love about anime, and that's the reason why I still, even though it frustrates me sometimes, you can have so many different people and so many different walks of life teach you about a new anime that you ain't never seen, and you might not ever watch it, but you'll remember it when it comes up in conversation. And if you hear it too many times, you'll be like, you know what, man, let me finally watch JoJo's. Man, they've been talking about this shit for 30 years, man. Let me see this shit. You know?
Right. I'm saying JoJo to me was awesome. Like no bullshit. And you know what? You're right. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. Like straight up. Like I just feel like like I said, I just feel like some folks just need to come out of their comfort zone. Like I always say, get out of that damn comfort zone. Stop being so used to watching. Stop being so used to watching this shit. Watch something else. You never know what you're gonna like until you actually fucking watch it. And yet you haven't done that shit yet. You're still stuck on this. Or maybe the reason why you don't want to talk about anything because you feel like you're gonna miss out on something when it comes to the mainstream shit. Because apparently that's what everybody else is talking about, which I hate so much. However, that's just how these folks work. And if they want to keep working like this, if they want to keep, if they want to keep, being emotionally attached to fictional characters, by all means, be my guest. I'm not doing that. But anywho, y'all want to go ahead and say our closing statement so we can go ahead and end this podcast for tonight.
Yeah, man, we're gonna thank y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Also, thank you, Mr. Hellavation, for gracing us with your presence, sir. But yeah, y'all, we're gonna get up out of here. Make sure y'all we back on the YouTube. So make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, like, share, hit that notification bell, all that good jazz. All this, all our social media links, whatever's gonna be in the description below, and all this other social media garbage. But thank y'all for coming out. We really do appreciate y'all. Make sure to share this out, man. Tell your folks about it. We out here, we chilling every day. We out here every Friday. You're gonna get new podcast episodes, with different topics, some anime stuff, maybe some Marvel stuff, a little bit of that serious life shit in there. We got and some video game stuff. We out here. We out here on all different kinds walks of life. But thank y'all for coming to the show. Not true. Wow. Thank y'all for coming to the podcast, man. We love y'all. Peace out.
Before I go, I wanted to add one more thing. To just top it off. They have a saying in the wrestling community. It's called "Watch your wrestling." You know what I'm saying? But I stole this and flipped it. I said, "Watch your anime." Whatever it is that you like, if that's what you like, and you don't want to watch nothing else, that's fine, because we love the fact that you watch it as anime fans. But as we stated earlier, don't get don't get stuck into a genre because you love the genre and miss out on something great. And so that's what I wanted to leave everybody with. That's the reason why I asked these questions. And that's the reason why I challenged everybody on TikTok, which led to a podcast. And you see how it goes down the rabbit hole. Somebody will watch this and they'll look at the recommendations we have and they might be like, I ain't seen that. I'm bored. I ain't watched. I've watched everything. You ain't watched everything, but you watched everything you wanted to watch, and now you want something new. And it could have been GT, it could have been Ron Williams, it could have been me that sparked your interest into something, and now you all went down the rabbit hole, and that's all I want for the community. So I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast, and anytime y'all need me to come back, even though it took us almost a month to get back together, but life gets in the way. But anytime y'all want me to come back, I'll be more than willing to be a guest because we got some great chemistry and I enjoyed talking to y'all. But anyway, I'm out of here too.
All right, people, and once again, y'all already know what I'm gonna say. Another podcast done, another round broken. So we're gonna go ahead and end it for the night. Once again, appreciate you for coming out again, Mr. Hellavation. And yes, always good talking to you. If you ever come up with any other topics that seem podcast worthy, you can definitely come on. You are welcome guests and things of that nature. And as of right now, we are done with this topic. The whole favorite old school anime, favorite new school anime. And yeah, we'll probably see you guys next week for another Round Breakers podcast. And don't forget, we are the Round Breakers to keep breaking all realms.
Fucking the multiverse.
Y'all have yourselves a good one. We are out.
That's a dirty street.